Hello guys and welcome to the second video of this week for reading and composition. As I mentioned in the previous video, this is going to be a short video. Let's say that it is not really difficult and the topic that I present is simple. Nevertheless, it is really important. So it's very important that you pay close attention to the explanation of all of these categories that I'm going to mention, because definitely we will be able to employ or use many of them, recognize them, classify them, etc. Okay? And basically, we're going to discuss in this moment the types of narrator. Okay? So if you go to the slide number 29, you will find over there some of these ones. Okay? So again, in order to simplify the definition of narrator, we will say that the narrator is the person that tells the story, or the voice, because sometimes it is not really a person, right? So basically that's it. Yeah. Now we have different classifications of narrators. Let's say that different scholars and different schools of narrative tell us that may be different kinds of narrators, but for the purpose of this course we're going to use six of them. Okay, so in order to make it clear for you, let's do it with a very simple and let's say day-to-day example, right? Imagine that I'm going to have the narrative, the story of what I had this morning for breakfast. Yes, that's it. And we're going to retell that story each time using a different type of narrator. Okay? So, the first type of narrator that we have is the first person narrator. So, think about your English and grammar training, and remember that we have first person, second person, third person, etc. Right? So, the first person is me, I, right? It can be first person singular, that would be I, or it may be first person plural, that would be we. Okay? So the narrative in first person of my breakfast would be: this morning I had toast with jam and butter and a coffee. After I ate that, I started reading. Okay, that's it. Very simple, very clear. Yes, first person is me. I tell the story from my point of view. Now, if I would like to do it like first person but plural, so using we, I would say something: this morning my wife and I had breakfast. I had a toast and jam with butter, and she had some eggs. We both had coffee, and after that we started reading. See, same story. Now I included another character in the story, and it is basically the same. Okay, so that would be first person, the first one that we're going to find. Now we're going to skip the second one for a second. I will return in a moment, and we're going to the number 3. That is the third person narrator. Well, third person is what you can remember is the third person. No? So if you required, you remember your basic English classes, so remember that the third person goes with S in the verb. Yes. So what is the third person? He, she, or it, right? Those are the singulars for the third person, and the plural will be they. Okay. So whenever I use third person narrator, I am doing it from not my point of view, but watching somebody else and telling what he or she or it or they are doing. Yes. So one more time, breakfast story. Diego woke up this morning. He had toast with jam and butter, and he had coffee. When he finished, he started reading. See? Same story. I'm just doing it from the perspective of an observer. Yes? Somebody who is outside the story somehow, right? And if I want to do it plural, you can say Diego and his wife woke up this morning and he had toast and butter and jam, and she had some eggs and they both had coffee. After they finished, they started reading. Okay? Third person, simple enough. Okay? Very well. Let's go back to the second type of narrator, that is second person. It says in parentheses over there that is rare and kind of difficult, right? Now, who is the second person? We already have the first person, that is I and we. And we already have the third person, that is he, she, it, or they. So what's left? Well, very simple. You. You. Okay, that will be the second person. Now, let's say that it says that it's rare and difficult because normally you don't narrate stories in that way. Yes, because if somebody requires that the you pronoun is used, it is because you don't remember what happened, so you lost your memory, or you were drunk or something like that. Yes. So a narrator will be, in second person for the same thing of the story will be something like that, like. Oh, Diego, so you don't remember what you did this morning? What happened to you, my friend? Do you have Alzheimer, or did you hit your head? Were you drunk? Anyway, let me tell you. This morning, you woke up, you had a toast, you put some butter and jam into that toast, and then you had some coffee. After that, you started reading. You see? It is like one person that tells the other what he's already supposed to know because he did it, no? That is why I say it's rare and difficult. It's not very common that that happens, okay? So hopefully it's clear. Of course, second person also works for plural. Yeah, so imagine that me and my wife don't remember anything that was done, and I repeat the same story, but only for plural. You guys woke up, you had a toast, and you had eggs, etc. Right? So that's it. As I mentioned, this second person narrator is not so common. Sometimes it's used like in letters, or as I mentioned, very specific stories when the main character lost his memory or her memory, or was absent, well, something like that. Very well. Let's go into the number 4, and please pay close attention because this number 4, people usually confuses that with the number 3. Okay? Omniscient. So I don't know if you are aware of what does it mean, the word omniscient, and it means like a quality that is attributed normally to God, like to be able to be everywhere at the same time, to know everything, to have access to all the different things, right? So an omniscient narrator is a narrator that is like God, that knows all the characters, that knows everything that will happen, but that is not part of the story. Yes, so for example, in the third person narrator, probably my wife could be the one describing me. Imagine that is a novel, yes? And in the third person would say, so Diego this morning woke up, had jam and butter, etc. Right? Now, the omniscient narrator is not a character of the story. It is this like voice in off that tells different things, and that knows everything, and that knows even information that is secret to the characters, right? Some information that the characters themselves don't know. So let me give you an example. So this morning, Diego woke up and had started having breakfast. He had jam, toast and jam and butter, and he was eating that. But little did he know that his wife was very worried while they were having breakfast. So you see, this narrator tells some information that is inside the head of the other character, and that the character of Diego doesn't know. Yes, he's not aware of that. but the narrator knows. Yes? Let's continue. After that, he had some coffee. This coffee was imported and was from a very far away land, and it was really exquisite, and it took many months to be cultivated, for example, right? So the narrator is knowing about some details that the main character, Diego in this case, doesn't know or doesn't care about, right? Let's continue. And later on, he started reading a book. Little did he know, he didn't expect that when he finished reading the book, his cell phone was going to ring for some very important news. Yes? He's like anticipating certain things that the main characters don't know. So it is omniscient. It is a narrator that knows everything, that knows all the characters, that knows everything that will happen. Okay? So if you need to repeat this part, because I know that it can be tricky, just do it. Maybe you can just rewind the video and check it and compare it with the third person narrator, right? Now, normally, an omniscient narrator is always speaking in third person, yes? But it doesn't mean that it's always omniscient. I mean, so let's say a way to say it is that all the omniscient narrators are in third person, but not all third person narrators are omniscient, okay? Hopefully you get that idea. Anyway, if you have required like to have some clarification or something, let me know, and I will be more than glad to assist you. Okay, let's go with the number 5. That is really piece of cake, something really easy. A dialogical narrator, it is, let's say, a way to tell a story by means of a dialogue, of a conversation, of an interaction, right? So imagine something like that. So Diego, what did you have for breakfast this morning? Me? Oh, okay. I had toast with butter and jam. The other person asked again. Oh, nice. And what did you drink with that? Oh, I had coffee. See? Same story, same thing. I mentioned exactly the same details. Everything is the same. Only I am not telling by talking about other people, but by quoting the dialogue or the conversation of two different characters. Okay? Simple enough. And finally, the number 6, well, it is very evident, and that is a mixed. It means that combines two or more of the other ones. Okay? So you can combine, for example, first person with dialogical, first and second, third and omniscient, well, different ones. All of them, if you are skillful enough, that's fine, right? So let me give you an example. Let's say that I'm going to combine third person and dialogical. Yes? So it will be like, Diego woke up this morning, very early. That will be third person. And then imagine that there's a quote in there. Hello, honey. What do you want to eat? Oh, me? Well, I would like to have some eggs. Okay, I will prepare them. What about you? I think I will have some toast and with butter and jam. See? Combination between the first and the dialogical. So that's it. It's just simply a matter of putting them together. Okay? Hopefully it is clear. As I mentioned, it's not a big thing. I sort of gave you very simplistic examples just for you to be able to cover that and to return to the video if you require. But I think that is like clear enough. Okay? So guys, assignment 2 for this week will be this. I am going to assign you. I'm going to write the list of your names on the assignment, and I am going to assign you a type of narrator. Okay, so simply you are going to copy and paste a fragment of hopefully your book, if you find it in your book. So just a short fragment, it may be 3 sentences, 4 sentences, a paragraph, something like that, in which you can find the type of narrator that I assigned to you. So let's imagine that for, I don't know, for Danilo I put first person, so Danilo will go to that to his book and try to find a first person part that is narrated in that way and copy and paste. You don't need to do anything else. It's quite easy. The only thing that you have to do is to identify it, and that's it. Now, there is a possibility that the type of narrator that I assigned to you is not present in your book. Okay? So if that is the case, look in another books, look online, look for another example, and basically you copy and paste and put it in there. A very simple task, something really, really easy to do. You only have to copy and paste. So this is basically an assignment of identification. Okay? No more. So guys, that's it. Thank you very much for your attention this week. Next week we are going to be doing some additional things about narration. Let's say that these are like the initial parts. So next week we are going to be writing certain narrative pieces and doing some exercises for combining narration and description, and that will be it. Okay, so thank you very much. Have a great day and week, and see you soon. Hugs. Bye bye.